Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. How are you doing, my students? This is teacher Yasser, and our lesson today is interpret numerical expressions. Last time we have studied the numerical expressions, and we said that to calculate anything, you need to write a numerical expression to help you to find out the answer. By the end of this video, we will learn today interpret numerical expressions without evaluating them. We are not going to evaluate them, but just we will interpret them and compare between them. Okay? In this example here, we have Jimmy's clown costume requires 7/8 plus half plus 1 and 3/4 yards of fabric. So this is the clown, and it will it requires 7/8 yards of fabric, of blue fabric, and half yards of yellow fabric. As you see, there are some blue parts here and some yellow, and here polka dot is 1 and 3/4 yards. So to make this, it requires these amounts of fabric. Okay. His dad's matching clown costume requires 3 times 7/8 plus half plus 1 and 3/4 yards. So as you see, it's the same expression here, the same thing, but his dad will require 3 times as much as Jimmy's clown. So we interpreted now the similarity between these two expressions. They are the same sum here. We're adding the same numbers, but only this is like triple this one. The dad one is triple Jimmy's one. Okay, so here he says at the end, so the dad's costume requires 3 times as much fabric as Jimmy's costume. Now we have compared between these two expressions, and we have seen the relation that the second expression is just 3 times the first one. Okay, let's have a look on some questions here. The number of yards of fabric needed for Rob's costume is 7/8 plus half plus 1 and 3/4. If you remember the same thing from Jimmy 1. If you remember here, Jimmy's was the same thing, 7/8, half, and 3/4. So, but this one here, the number of yards of fabric needed for Rob's costume is the same expression divided by 2. How does the amount of fabric needed for Rob's costume compare to the amount needed for Jimmy's costume? So what do you think? Here we have the same expression divided by 2. This is for Rob. So the Rob's costume requires half as much fabric as Jimmy's costume. This is half because it's just the same expression divided by 2. So it's half the original one, half Jimmy's one. So if I wanted to compare between Rob's costume and the Jimmy's one, as you see, Rob's is divided by 2, so it's half the amount. So Rob's costume requires half as much fabric as Jimmy's costume. And here is the explanation. Dividing a sum by 2 is the same as multiplying it by half. So we can say half because we divided by 2. Okay, so next one here, without doing any calculations, explain why the following numbers sentence is true. Without the calculations, without finding out the answers, here 14 plus 413 times 7 is greater than 6 plus 413 by 7. First of all, you have to interpret the similarity. Where are the similar parts? 413 times 7 and 413 times 7, okay? But now the difference is this is 14 plus and this is 16 plus. So when we add 14 to something, for sure it's greater than adding 6 to the same thing. So just for example, let's say that this the answer of this is 3000. 14 plus 3000 is greater than 6 plus 3000. Adding 14 to something is for sure greater than adding 6 to the same something. Okay? So we will say here adding 14 gives a greater sum than adding 6 to the same quantity. This is the same quantity. 413 by 7, which is, and here 413 by 7. Okay, here also without any calculations, describe how expression A compares to expression B. Expression A is 8 times 41,516 minus 987. Expression B is 41,516 minus 987. As you see, they are the same thing, only the first expression is multiplied by 8. So simply we will say that the first expression, expression A, is 8 times the second expression, is 8 times as large as expression B. Okay? And here, for the next questions, we just compare between, by just looking, without any evaluation. Here 7 times this, and here 22 times this. Here is the similar part. This one is the same as this. So 7 times something is for sure less than 22 times the same thing. So 22 times this expression will be greater. So the right one will be greater. And here 8.2 plus this part and 7.1 divided by 5, it's the same thing here, plus 8.2. You know, adding is, we say adding is commutative, like 2 plus 5 is the same as 5 plus 2. When we change, when we switch the numbers in the addition, the results will not be affected. Like 2 plus 5 is the same as 5 plus 2. Both of them are 7. So here 8.2 plus something and the same thing plus 8.2, they are the same thing. Okay? So they are equal. Okay, here is the last question. The area of Sal's classroom is 21.5 times 41 square feet. The area of Georgia's classroom is 21.5 times 41, all minus 56. As you see here, square feet. Now it's the same thing, but the Georgia's one is just less by 56 square feet. So the other one is smaller. Without doing any calculations, determine how the area of Georgia's classroom compares to the area of Sal's classroom. So we'll say Georgia's classroom is less than Sal's classroom by 50. So here the area of Georgia's classroom is 56 square feet less than the area of Sal's classroom. The second expression shows 56 subtracted, as you see, subtracted from the first expression. Okay, so this was our lesson today. Inshallah, I wish you understand it well. And if you have any questions, just post them in the comments. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.